Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Hadison Podcast, the Black's Mind First Village. I am a host and my name is Hadison. I'm here today. I want us to talk about something. I want us to start a conversation or continue a conversation or ask some questions or answer some questions, whatever the case may be. I like us to do that. This thing is close to my heart. As you guys know, I'm running Hadison Consultant and Development. So this question of education is so important to me. So by all means necessary, I'm going to try to participate on it, whichever way I can. So today I want us to talk about something that came from a conversation that was held by DJ Sbu, the Hustlers Corner. He was talking to a lecturer from the University of Cape Town. His name is Dr. Lwazi Lushaba. Shout out to DJ Sbu for your platform. He has Hustlers Corner. He is teaching us a lot and really appreciate him for that. He's a mirror. I am one of those guys who are mimicking him, who are doing everything that he does. That's why I started Hadison Consultant, because of the Sbusiso Liope Educational Foundation. So I like to also start a company big as Mofire that's going to have a percentage of the money from the business that's going to contribute to education of South African and African children, and creates this Black's Mind First village that I'm so obsessed about. This village of young guys, young people, young and old people who are so obsessed about developing each other, who are so obsessed about education, about educating each other, who are so obsessed about making sure that each and every person that you meet on your life, you touch in a positive way, and meeting you becomes a blessing in their lives. So I'm going to try to ask these questions and have a vision of my answers, and hopefully you guys are going to indulge with me on this, and hopefully we are all going to contribute and build the future by contributing on our present, so that when the next generation comes after us, at least we have a revolution that's already going, and they can also take it from there and chase it. One thing that I love about South Africa at this point in time is that we are now on the second phase of our struggle. The first phase, which took a long time to come into fulfillment, was the phase of political freedom. So in 1994, that phase came through, but then the economic freedom, we didn't get it. And I think we are the generation that we're coming after, that I think they call it the baby boomers. So the baby boomers, they are fighting for the economic freedom. They are schooling us. They are taking us to great schools so that we become the high income earners. We become the top 10% of the earners, if not the 1%. So they're trying by all means to make sure that we get the economics right. They're trying to make sure that our country get the economics right. We're trying to get it from the hands of the holders, from the people who are holding the economics. In the next coming future, we are going to be the guys who are going to actually enjoy the benefits of the struggle, of the economic struggle, because we are going to be so rich, because there are people who made it possible for us to have businesses. There are people who made it possible for us not to grow up and having to take care of our brothers and siblings, because if you have to remember correctly, most of our parents, they were never raised by their parents, because they had to go and work on the mines. It was for them to work. It was like something else. They had to travel from the villages and go to Gauteng and go to Witbank, all those economic provinces, normal economic areas, and then they had to go there and work. But nowadays, we actually work close to our homes, so it becomes easier for us to focus on the most important things, because we, as kids, we don't have to be taking care of our siblings because our parents are not present. But now, in most cases, all our parents are present, and we don't have to do parent duties. We are doing kids duties, we are playing, we are studying, we're doing all those kind of things. So the future looks bright. So I think we are the generation that's going to have to fight for the educational struggle of the next generation. So we're going to take the burden from the youth of 1976, our Hector Peterson and the likes, or the guys who striked, for Afrikaans to be used as a primary language of learning. Of course, we left English out of the equation, because we're still talking in English and all those kind of things. We still don't have an African or South African indigenous language as a primary language to teach in schools and all those kind of things. And I believe we are the guys that are supposed to be fighting for that, because once the politics get in place and the economics get in place, everything else that is supporting the economics, because as soon as the economics get in place, we are going to need people who are going to work the economics, who are going to make the economics to be functional. And education is going to be a key part of that. It's going to be one of the important things that's going to happen. We are going to revolutionize education, and I hope we are going to be the guys who are going to participate in that. We are not going to take research from Oxford or whatever university that is deemed to be the best university, but we're going to take case studies from UKZN, case studies from UCT, from guys like our Dr. Lwazi and all those guys, and guys who know about our cultures, guys like our Mbuso Khoza. And that guy is so brilliant. He knows everything about the cultures. He knows everything, especially about the Zulus. He knows almost everything. He know how to articulate from the basics and give you background and context for you to understand actually what's really happening, without wasting any further time talking about things that I didn't mean to talk about. But I guess in this education topic, I can talk up until the sun comes, up until the sun rises and sets again and then rise, because I am so passionate about it. I believe education, it is the key to everything. I believe education is going to be one of the best things that are going to happen, that are going to change the way we do things, because being educated is actually something that's incredible. So what prompted me to make this video is a statement that Dr. Lwazi said. He said, so DJ Sbu asked him, is the education system in South Africa in 2023 relevant? And he said, yes, it is relevant. It is relevant to the system that was made for this education. So the context is, this education that we have today is an education that is made or that is modeled from a particular thing. So the education of today is an education that was made to support the fact that people have to work for people. And you have to understand that we actually don't have to work for people. We actually don't need money to live or to survive. What we need physically, we need to eat food. And we don't have to work for money for us to eat food. We need to try by all means to make sure that we get something to eat. Could it be raising chickens? Could it be raising cattle and farming and all those kind of things? That's the only thing that we need to have to survive, because our physical body, it doesn't need money, because we don't actually use money as a primary thing. Money is not a primary thing. Money is a secondary thing. We use money to get particular commodities, which means what actually need are those commodities and not actual money. So the education system that we have today, it supports the capitalism that's existing out there. It supports the modern world that has been imposed to each and every one of us, to say, for you to be powerful, you need to have money, because if you have money, you can always by having more money, you are actually buying more pounds on your chessboard and all those kind of things, and that give you some sort of a better chance of winning, or a better chance of having power. But actually, what we actually need, we need commodities to survive. And this education that we have today, the model of it has been modeled for us to work, which is why you're going to find a lot of nurses that are out there that have studied to be nurses, but they can't go to hospitals, overcrowded hospitals, because there's one hospital in particular that I know here, whereby you can go there on Friday at 3 p.m. and they are not going to assist you up until the following day. Not because they don't want to, but because there's a long queue of people, and they are like, in some cases I heard stories like, they check what's wrong with you, and if your situation is not so critically, they're not going to assist you first. They're going to assist those people who have critical situations first, and then after that they come to you. Meanwhile, we have nurses graduates who are staying at home and not doing anything, who could actually go to any particular hospital or clinic to volunteer, just to make sure their loved ones are safe, just to make sure the community's members, they are attended to if they are sick and all those kind of things. Or we could have nurses who go to homes and maybe have a list of grandparents and stuff, and go there maybe once or twice in a week and check them, and maybe do whatever test that I have to do, and all those kind of things. I think all the speeches that people say when we die on our funerals, they should be said on our birthday parties. My name is Hadison, and my word for the day is: tell all the people who are going to talk to your wedding, to talk to your birthday parties, so that when you die, you don't hear of all the good things and the love that people never spoke to you while you're still alive. Have a good day and enjoy it. Thanks. Bye. When I was growing up, my mom was part of those people from Department of Health. They were always home based. So what they usually did is they each and every one of them had his or her own patient. So they will collect medicine for them and bring medicine to them and all those kind of things. So they'll be each and every morning, they'll be going around the hood and helping abantu abagulayo sometimes, because there are people who can't go to the clinic, or maybe if they can, but they're on wheelchairs. For them to get to the clinic, maybe they have to hire transport and all those kind of things. Meanwhile, we have a youth that's staying in corners. Meanwhile, we have nurses that have qualifications, but they don't assist. They don't do anything with the qualifications, because the education system said to them, if you have this qualification, you are going to be employed and you are going to be paid this much. So the education system, it only works for that. It's not that the education system is not working, but it's not working for the needs that we have for it. It's not working for the things that we need it to work for. So Joshua Maponga also spoke about this and said, if someone wanted to study or maybe do a master's degree, because on masters we are doing a research. So he said someone needs to go to his or her own village and walk around his. But when he on his words, he said you need to take off your shoes and go to your village and ask the questions, what does this village need? Go around and check, what does this village need? And then once you have that question answered, you say, this village, it needs water. And then you go to university and say, I'm going to start civil engineering. And my main purpose of studying civil engineering is because I want to know how to build dams, because we have rivers where I come from. So I'm going to go and study how to build bridges. What do you need to build bridges? And dams and all those kind of things. So you're going to build dams and all the engineering that's needed for you to supply water, pumps and all those kind of things. And then you go to university and study trying to answer that question, to say, how do I provide water to my village, if that's the question that you want to answer. And if you have a village that is attacked by crime, you're going to answer this question and say, so my village is full of crime, everyone gets stabbed each and every day, kids get adopted and all those kind of things. And when you go to varsity, you go to university trying to answer that question, each and everything that you do, each and every research that you research on, researching based on the question that you want to answer. And when you come out of university, you are not seeking employment, because the education that's there today is the education that says, once you get qualification, you need to seek for employment, which makes people to say this education, it doesn't work. But the education works, because if you go and get a job and get a salary like some of us, then the education system is working. It's not working because you didn't get the job, because the main aim of this education system is for us to get the job. And then if you don't get the job, then it doesn't work for you. But if you get the job, then it's working for you. So my thing is, my take out from this interview is, it is so important for each of one of us to actually change the mindset that we have towards education, and maybe education is going to work, and do what Joshua Maponga says and do what Dr. Lwazi says. Because guys, I'm recommending highly this interview for you guys to go and watch, because it is so important. Go to YouTube and search for DJ Mdu season 2 episode 3 on the Hustler's Corner, where he was talking with Dr. Lwazi, and I'm telling you guys, you're going to enjoy that interview. And if you listen to it more than once, it's going to open a very big rabbit hole in your mind and in your life, and it's going to change your life, because it's talking about the fact that education is not supposed to be a commodity, because education is for the society, and there's no need for people to pay for something that is for the society. Just like we don't pay for water, just like we don't pay for all of the things that we don't pay for. Unfortunately, there are guys who pay for those things, but we're not supposed to be paying for those things. That's why you have to go to university. You go to university to study how to supply water. And then once you know how to supply water, you supply water. Why do you have to get paid for supplying water? It doesn't make sense. So he is saying when he was growing up, when he was attending classes at VETS, there are people who used to attend classes that they were not registered for those. So for an example, if we are starting a course of electrical engineering, but you know very well that you want to be an entrepreneur, even though you want to be an engineer. Being an engineer, so sort of in a way, you're going to need to know all the business skills, because you're going to have to write proposals and all those kind of things, and somehow you need business fundamentals. So he's saying when he was growing up, it was acceptable for people to say, I am studying engineering. Yes, I understand that, but I know very well that I need accounting. I need some knowledge in accounting, some basic knowledge in accounting. So you could go to an accounting class and attend that accounting module, not to do the whole course of accounting to say you're a chartered accountant or whatever, but just that one course of fundamentals or introduction to accounting, and have a basic knowledge to say what is accounting, how to account, and all those kind of things, how to do your assets, how do you manage your assets, how do you, all those kind of things, or everything that you have to know. And then if the only things that you need to know for you to take your engineering qualification to the next level, if you have to go and study accounting and the marketing and sales, then you could attend a class of only those 3 modules, and you don't have to get certificate for it. You don't have to pay for them. You just go there and attend the class and have the knowledge about it, and then you're going to be sorted. But then nowadays, you're going to have to pay for education, and sometimes some of the universities, for them to be called the best universities in life, in the world, or all those kind of things, to be on those rankings, it's because people, they pay a lump sum, they pay a lot of money for them to be studying on those universities. It doesn't even make sense why people from the private school has to pay so much tuition as compared to people from just public schools. Go to a public school, you don't have to pay for anything, and then you go to a private school, and then you have to pay you have to pay from grade R up until grade 12, and then go to tertiary and all those kind of things. And you ask yourself, why can't you find all the things that are there on the private sector, and why can't you find them on the public sector? Like the things that are happening on the private schools, why can't you find them on the public schools? Those are the things that we have to be asking ourselves. You go to universities and study sports science. Why would you rather stay at home with a degree of sports science rather than going to schools afternoon, just 2 hours or 3 hours on your day, and go to the university, or maybe go to high school or primary school, or even if it's only on a weekend, and train school and train kids and all those kind of things, because you've studied sports science, you know how to coach, you understand the game, you understand everything about the game, so you can just teach people how to play the game, how to respect the game, and all those kind of things, and you'll have a functional society. But the education that we have today is saying, go to school, get a degree, and then you must be employed. That's where it becomes an issue. It's not working in that sense. But if you were to get the qualification and get the job and earn the money, whatever money that you're supposed to earn, and maybe go and study honors and masters and get even more money, In that case, it's going to work, and it's going to work to those people who apply, who came with the system of capitalism, the system that says everything has to revolve around money. Why does everything has to evolve around money? Because if someone can bill for you, he doesn't know how to connect electricity, he's going to need you to connect electricity. Why can't we barter? Ulebu Konguluza said his first business, his first million, he made it through bartering. So he got a gig. He got some airtime, and then he used that airtime to barter for each and everything, because he was doing an event. So he used that airtime and said, I'm going to use this airtime to advance your business, but you have to give me sound and all those kind of things. And people gave him everything he wants. He made an event, the biggest event on his life. And then from there, he made his first million and paid everyone after the event. Why can someone come and bill for you, and then instead of giving him money, giving something else? Because you are a farmer, you can give him maize for his chickens, or you can give him whatever that you want to give him. Because if everything has to revolve around money, the people who came with the system of money, then they're going to benefit, and the system is going to work for them. So if we go to that system, and that system that we're going to come with is not going to be around money, and we say people must go to schools and have their degrees, but once they have their degree, they come and use their degrees on the society. It doesn't make sense why people have degrees, why people have qualifications, but they don't use them to the society, because they want to use them on the basis that they get paid for the services they're going to apply, even to the society, to the people that they live with. You find people, they are nurses, but they can't go to hospitals and volunteer and help there, even though they know there's a crisis. I mean, there's nothing so serious about Home Affairs. There's nothing so serious. It's just admin. How many admin clerks do you know? How many people studied computer? How many people do you know that studied computer? But Home Affairs, you're going to find one person. A post office, you're going to find one person. Why don't people go to the system and actually serve there, and make sure that each and everyone who's supposed to have an ID has an ID. Each and everyone who's supposed to have this and that have this and that. Because people, they're going to acquire education, they're going to get education to be something to the society. And one thing that I don't understand is most of the educated people that are in the system, you find people that are going to be doing 3 or 4 or 5 things at the same time, while there are people who are not doing anything, and then yet they're going to say akunam savings and all those kind of things. Yes, I do understand ukuthi akunam savings, but it's not like umsebenzi awukho, akunamsebenzi oholelayo noma akunamsebenzi obhadalayo, umsebenzi ukhona wona. So my take from this interview is that this education, it is working. The education system that's there, it is working. But the thing is, the system, because the education, it's depending on the system. The system is not for us. This system, it doesn't allow us to prosper, because as much as we like to go to the cities and study there, but we don't like to stay in those cities. We don't like to stay in this fast life and eat those artificial food and all those kind of things. We like some of us will like to go back to the villages. It's just that things are not working there and all those kind of things. So we all have a duty to go and acquire education, and then once you acquire education, come back to the society and be useful to the society. Come back to the society and actually use that education to advance other people's lives, and use that education to serve to the society. And by that, the system is going to work, and then we're going to say the education system is working, because the system, that's the education, is based on, we are aligned with it. Because the reason why we're saying this education system it's not working. It's because the system that the education is based on, we are not aligned with it. We don't like it. It's not for us, and all those kind of things. So that's my take, guys. That's the question that I have. And that's the statement that I have. I'd like to urge all of you guys, all of us, to try to participate however way that we can. If you started teaching and you haven't got the job yet, go to the schools and ask the teachers, especially those with crowded classes, and ask for the less performing students and create some extra classes with them. You just have to go to schools only once in a week, which is going to be maybe in the afternoon, or which is going to be maybe in the morning, and then from there you knock off. You're just assisting, not even the whole class. You're just going to assist those individuals that need some extra help, some extra attention, because you know how to teach. You are qualified. You are a qualified teacher. You even have a SAY certificate. So why can't you go and save the society with education that you've got, with the education that you've received, and try to break the system and try to change the system? Because angeke ukuthi awunamali yokugeza awunaimpahla, because all those kind of things you are going to do regardless if you working or not, regardless if you're going somewhere or not. So let's wake up each and every day and go serve. Let's wake up each and every day and try to change the system. My whole point of starting this podcast is because I wanted to create a village of new thinkers, a village of Black's mind first. People are going to change the minds of the Black people and try to think in a different way, and try to think in a more optimistic way, and try to check off the good things that we can do for the society, and actually do them step by step. As much as we're still trapped by this system, I understand that we still need money, because this system wants us to have money for us to get the commodities. But I hope we're going to change our minds and have different mindsets, and try by all means necessary that we take a different approach to education. We take a different approach to community building and all those kind of things. It can't be that each and every one of us is doing a sanitary pad project. Each and every one of us is doing a school shoes project. So we need to come up with something else. Why can't we become tutors? If you have your matric, you qualify to be a tutor to a grade 7 learner, because whatever they're starting in grade 11, you've studied in grade 7, you've studied and you've advanced because you reached to grade 12. Yeah, you're doing this for your kids, you're doing this for the society, and an enlightened society. It's actually a good society. No crime is going to come from people who are enlightened and all those kind of things. Thank you, guys. Continue to support us, and I like to urge you guys, before I shut this down, to go on YouTube, on my page NkosiNatie Mdu Hadison. I mean, on my channel, and check. There's a playlist for your book club. There are incredible books that each and every one of us should listen to. It's a must that you should listen to. I'll recommend one book for you guys that I've read and it's changing my life. Start with Why by Simon Sinek. Incredible book. You must read it. I'm going to do a book review on that book once I'm done finish listening to it, taking my notes, and I know it's going to help you guys a lot. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at work. Cheers.